Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salawatu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic of today's Jummah is the sign of the luminous moon. The moon is a sign of the qudra of Allah, the power of Allah, the authority of Allah, the creator, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the sustainer and the maintainer. The moon has been mentioned in Quran 28 separate times. Imagine, not just that the moon, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes oath by it. And we see when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes oath by something in Quran, it's by ginormous things, enormous, important things. So the moon is a sign for us to recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't just create this world, that He maintains this world. He sustains this world. Look how the moon changes every single day from phase to phase. Subhanallah, this is a great sign, but to whom? To those who have understanding, those that are looking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't just create us. Allah created us, created our father Adam alayhi salam and his wife Hawa, and sent them to this world. But He didn't just leave us to our own devices. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Adam alayhi salam, from time to time, I will send down guidance to you. Whoever follows that guidance will be guided. And that came in the form of prophets. That came with miracles, signs. But there are also natural signs. The moon is one of those natural signs that point the people. See, what does a sign do? What is the benefit of a sign? A sign tells the people which way to go so they don't get lost. So too, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spread throughout the world signs that point towards Him, point towards the Creator, the Sustainer, the Maintainer, the Nourisher, the Cherisher, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this moon is one such sign. But to whom again? To those that have intellect. Subhanallah, I remember it was Sheikh, I think it was Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, that took out a group of youth from the city. I think he was mentioning New York City. And he took them south. They took them all the way down to the desert. And what was the purpose of that? The youth didn't know why they were going. And when they finally got there, it was after dark, and they took them out, and they were asking, why have you brought us here? Why have you brought us here? And he said, look up. And once they looked up, they were dumbfounded. They saw stars, some of them, for the first time in their life. Living in a city, a bright city, when will you see the stars? But when you're in the darkness, in the desert, and you look up, Allahu Akbar. What a sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah created stars as not just signs, but also navigation. Till today, subhanallah, till today, those stars are being used. And the moon, we use it for calculation, calculating the months, calculating the years. Subhanallah, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this as a sign of His greatness, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we take that sign and we appreciate that sign. And when we look at the moon and the sunnah dua, when we look at the moon, our iman increases, our faith increases. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from the moon and all that sin that is associated with it, because there is sin associated with it as well. So Allah protect us, inshallah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those that are mindful and those that look at the signs, not just look at the signs, understand the signs, not just understand the signs, but follow the signs that will lead us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His pleasure. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.